10 things you didn't know about China. The People's Republic of China is an amazing country with an ancient history steeped in wonder and so many modern marvels to explore. This fascinating and unique country is the most populated country in the world, as well as one of the largest by land mass. Many of the people who live here still abide by their traditional Chinese culture, but the country has always been at the forefront of innovation too, graduating more science, technology, engineering, and mathematics students than any other country in recent years. You'd probably already know that China is the world's largest, longest continuous civilization, that its Great Wall is the largest man-made structure on the planet. Join me as I enlighten you on the 10 things you never knew about China. Did you know that 1.7 million pigs are consumed daily in China? Would you also believe if I told you that eggs are boiled for 24 hours in the urine of young boys? Neither did I. Now, here are the remaining 9 things you never knew about China. Amazing facts about China that you probably didn't know. Let's go. Number 1. China has only one time zone. Despite being the 3rd largest country in the world by square mileage, China is almost as wide as the US, and technically spanning 5 time zones. The whole country has operated under one single time zone since 1949, when Beijing Standard Time was made official by the Communist Party. That means when it's 6 a.m. in Beijing, it's also 6 a.m. across other sides of the country, even though the sun won't rise for approximately 3 hours. Number 2. Chinese new moms are meant to sit for 4 weeks. You might have heard that couples in China need to apply for a family planning certificate to have a baby. But did you know after birth, new moms are customarily meant to stay in confinement for just a month? This tradition, called sitting the month, involves the new mother resting in bed for a month, not exposing herself to people or any conditions that may cause stress, such as exertion, cold weather, emotional stress, and traditionally, even water. Number 3. Sokka was invented in China. The ancient Chinese not only invented paper, gunpowder, printing, and the compass, but they also invented the concept of soccer, or football, if you prefer. The game of chuju, which means kick the ball with foot, was regularly played during the Han Dynasty, 206 BC, 220 AD. The popularity of chuju then spread to the neighboring countries, and the rest is history. Number 4. You can't access Western websites in China. While China is undoubtedly a captivating country with unsurpassed beauty, fascinating history, and amazing people, the current government don't really want to dilute it all with Western influence, so they have created a state of heavy censorship, banning many Western internet sites. If you were considering a visit to China, don't expect to be able to browse Google, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, or Reddit sites. Just to name a few, these have been blocked by what many dubbed the Great Firewall of China. Number 5. The Chinese heavily censor their film industry. There is no film rating system in place in China, but that doesn't mean it's a haven for 12-year-olds who want to watch adults-only film. Films are censored for the same reason as the country's internet. Instead of ratings, there is a 36-person committee who ensure nothing untoward or inappropriate makes it through to Chinese audience. When they find something too violent, flamboyant, or insulting to China, they simply cut the entire scene out of the film before releasing it to the public. These cuts include the famous nude painting scenes in Titanic being removed, a whole minute of Bohemian Rhapsody being cut due to a man-on-a-man kissing scene and drug use, as well as 13 minutes of Men in Black 3 being removed because it was featured an alien disguised as Chinese person. Number 6. Chinese manners are a little different. Many countries think burping after a meal shows that the meal was delicious and is a sign of good manners, whilst other countries don't blink an eye at spitting in the streets. There are also plenty of people who don't think yawning wide or grunting are rude in China. All of these are totally acceptable whilst eating. Even more interesting is the country's lack of diaper use. Older babies and toddlers who are able to use a patty don't wear them. Instead, they wear special pants with a split in the rear, and when they need to go potty, they squat wherever they feel like. And it goes. We don't just mean outside either. It's acceptable for the youngest Chinese citizens to poo or pee wherever they feel the need to, inside or out. Number 7. China is full of cavemen. Not really, but close. Due to inheritance, tradition, and sometimes poverty, and lack of affordable housing, an estimated 35 million Chinese people live in caves. The majority live in the yellow cliffs and hillsides of Shanxi province. The government has attempted to move them on, but the long-term residents love their cave homes and refuse to agree. Number 8. The Chinese do actually eat canine meat and also invented the first ice cream. Most people have heard the rumors that Chinese people eat dogs, and this is actually no rumor. In the city of Yulin, for 1 day per year, the residents celebrate the summer solstice by eating dog's breed for this purpose. The dog meat is eaten as a tradition that started 4,000 years ago. Another ancient tradition that started around the same time is the milk-based treats that the Chinese invented, made with yak's milk and rice and cooked with saltpeter, potassium nitrate, and snow poured on the outside of the containers. Yes, these were the first milk-based ice treats, most similar to what we now think of today as ice cream. Point number 9. The Chinese are masters of war. You may think that large gas and chemical weapons are a fairly modern invention, but the Chinese were actually the first to poison people on a mass scale, with incendiary weapons being reportedly used as early as 2000 BC. There were also reports of arsenic gas bombs being used by the Chinese as early as 1000 BC, and their war history is littered with similar reference and hundreds of recipes for weapons of mass destruction. The Chinese aren't only masters of war historically, but they are also well prepared for any future combat. I hope you enjoyed this wonderful episode. Don't forget to click on the subscribe button and tell a friend to tell a friend that teaching and lifestyle in China is here to stay. Keep it locked up.